One, one, two, one, two, one, two, one, two. Can I have a yay? Can I have a shh? Oh, wow, that's really, really good. I like obedience, man. It's a very endearing trait, right? Okay, for those of you that do not know, my name is Mr. G, and we have got the wonderful Amina Jama here, and we are putting on a night of spoken word that's called Chill Pill. Can I give a big shout? Okay, just by round of applause or by hooping and by hollering, how many of you have been to a spoken word night before? How many of you have never been to one before? Oh, there was a pause between the right? Hopefully we'll get rid of that pause by the end of this evening. Okay, now, by round of applause or by hooping and hollering, how many of you have been to a chill pill night before? Oh, man. We got a lot of work to do. Zone 1's not good to us usually, right? You know, usually we're deep in the catacombs of South London, but we have been brought to the wonderful establishment that is the Sketch Bar, deep, deep, deep in the heart of Mayfair. Give a big round of applause to all the wonderful bar staff, all the wonderful people that organised it, everyone in the Sketch Bar. Have any of you had the privilege of going to the toilet yet? It's quite, it's a bit Star Trek-y, isn't it? Do you know what I mean, right? It's way, way, way out there. I haven't used them yet, I just looked. I don't think I've graduated to the level where I can use them, you know? But as I said, this is a night of spoken word poetry and some music, and hopefully we're gonna be just taking you on, it's a journey through words and lyricism and feelings and emotions, and you know, it's just to calm the pressure of life. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, I would say that poetry is the right words for the right time, and so the people that you see coming up here, just give them the same respect and the same, you know, adoration, I would say, just for them coming up here and expressing their feelings. For those of you that can't see, below me here is the wonderful Chill Pill rug. We bought it in Poundland many, many years ago, and we did our first show, and that was our stage, right? In the basement in Bethnal Green Road. So look how far we've come. Yeah, look how far we've come, yeah. And you know who's been on this rug? Ed Sheeran's been on that rug, right? Yeah, seriously, Ed Sheeran's been on that rug, Scroobius Pip's been on that rug, Kate Tempest has been on that rug, so those of you that come up, this rug is, you know, you're following in the footsteps of some great rug fanatics, you know? Okay, so those of you that have been to Chill Pill before, you will know, me being Mr. G, is a, you know, like some spoken word nights, you get people that say, oh, this is a poem that I've just wrote. Oh, this is a poem I've just wrote. And then they just read off something that's, I don't know, about Brexit or David Cameron or something from way, way back, right? But here at Chill Pill, we bring you a poem that we have just wrote. So this poem is the headline poem. So what we do is that we go through the newspapers and we try and figure out a story that is worthy of a poem. Now, unfortunately today, as we all know, today has been a major news day. I'm not gonna make any light of what's occurred today. As I always say through these situations, London will survive. You know what I mean? That's who we are. But I was flicking through and I saw this story about a parrot that was, a fireman tried to rescue this parrot from a roof, and the parrot kept telling him to F off, all right? And I find it quite interesting, right? It says, like, a parrot stuck on a roof for 3 days turned the air blue when she told the fire rescuers to F off. Jessie, the macaw, had escaped from her owner's home in Edmonton, North London, and settled on a neighbour's rooftop. Now, what I kind of find funny about this, right, is that, like, the person they sent was a guy called Watch Manager Chris Swallow, right? He goes, there were concerns that Jessie may have been injured, so our crew manager volunteered to go up the ladder. We were told to bond with her, which is to tell her that I love you, which is exactly what he did. But then he discovered she had a bit of foul language. And then it says, Mr. Swallow added, Jessie also speaks Turkish and Greek, so we tried telling her to come in both of those languages, but she didn't respond. And then it finds out that she wasn't injured, and she just flew away, right? And I kind of found that funny in the sense that, like, it's the idea that man has got the presumptuousness that they can, like, help a bird to fly, right? It's that sort of thing, like, I'm gonna rescue this bird must be in trouble, I'm gonna rescue it. And so I kind of, it's the idea that the bird was vulnerable and that man could step in and save this bird. So I wrote this poem that's called Parrot Fashion. If I told you that you were beautiful, would you ever believe me? looking vulnerable like a lost bird, and that perhaps you might need me. To rescue you, I'd swim the oceans and climb the highest peak. But when we meet, you told me to fuck off. Your wings can capture the wind and give angels delight. You stir men from within, and even the blind regain sight. So let me under your wing and we'll soar to great heights. But still, you tell me to fuck off. Is it me? Do I smell? Is it something I said? You see, I'm not like other guys only thinking about bed. Are you still mad over these dick pics that I sent? Maybe that's the reason you told me to fuck off. What do you mean you just want to be left by yourself? This isn't harassment, I'm offering to help. You better witness my fitness or be left on the shelf. I don't understand why they all tell me to fuck off. Oh, that's right, fly away, leave me with my lies and your truth. You're acting like Boris who's offering up a brew. Now how the hell am I gonna get down from this bloody roof when the whole world is telling me to fuck off? Thank you. Just wrote. And so now I'm going to do a poem, just to let you know that I've got other stuff that I do. I don't just go through the newspapers looking at bits and pieces. I'm going to do another poem that, just to ease everyone into, I don't know, like a nice understanding of what poetry is. So this poem is just about, it's my ode to poetry. And this is called Poetry in the Key of G. I want you to picture me sitting down now, with my pen in hand, visually written down now as I expand. I've got a poem about poems as I see them and know them. I can turn mental acorns to oaks, I simplistically grow them. From initial ideas that I've wrote, not exquisitely woven, but in naked form without coats, then I artistically clothe them. With my own perception and interjection and what I've seen from recollection, such selection and introspection defines poetry. You see, we take in ideas from all around, sometimes from deep within inside. And we expose it and compose it and relay it with pride. For we lose a piece of ourselves as our pens start to write, scribbling ideas down the years in the dead of the night when we've awoken, almost choking, like our hearts will be broken. If an idea that's so potent disappears unwritten or unspoken, by the same token, it's such precious drops from this ocean of emotion that keep the creative fire stoking and ignite poetry. If you can capture the sound of a tear, of a sobbing child, before it hits the ground and disappears, except in your mind where you can still see it and believe it and perceive no reprieve that can address the words that expressed it with all passion and feeling to make you wonder, who was that child? And why were they crying? Was that you, Mr. G? Are you referring back to a time when some life-changing event left you scarred with resent, forming a permanent imprint which you now relay with intent? No. Such things weren't meant to be. I clearly expressed, you see, my subject is poetry. Now let's probe deeper as we unravel the mystery, but you've got to think metaphorically to get the gist of me. The child is a young idea that's fresh in your mind. It's not intently poetical for its contents you never know. That's why it cries. It cries to be heard. It cries to live, for its right to exist, to be nurtured and fed and inevitably led out of the dark recesses of your unexplored thoughts into the light of the world where it can eventually be brought for all to behold. As it's allowed to grow, your potential has shown that it is a child no more. But the tear, the tear is the fear that it too shall disappear. Like the sheer volume of great ideas that came so near to becoming reality, reared to facing the challenge we provided but denied it by embracing mere technicalities. For we kill our own dreams, we suffocate them with practicality. Our skepticism's always winning, our imaginations prove the fallacy. So the child lays down. Its last tear embraces the ground. It makes an imperceptible sound of which no trace can be found. Constricted by fear and deprived of hope, you see. The death of new ideas is the death of poetry. Thank you. Cheers. Okay, for those of you that have been wonderful and brave to participate in putting your names down on the open mic, you've probably already met my amazing co-host, Amina Jama. She's going to come up here and do one poem, and then we're going to get straight into the open mic. So please give a big round of applause to Amina Jama!
God, there's so many of you. This is so exciting. Those of you signed up, thank you for like the 4 people for hitting me in the head with this. I really liked it. It was a lot of fun. I'm going to do a poem for you, and then we're going to go straight into the open mic. Open mics are 4 minutes long. Just give them a lot of love because it's hard getting up on stage. So yeah, let's do a poem. This poem is called Fire. They wonder how you made something of yourself. You told them that you stopped dwelling on what could have been because it was exactly that. Could have, not actually have. They see you standing in a park muttering "find me" to pink pigeons and crisp packets, as if communicating with them was easier than your own family. They call your speech urban, but it's scratching at things that shouldn't be scratched, and when it does, it sounds like extinguishers crying. The council flat you were a girl in has had its doors fixed. Now the tenants can sleep with both eyes closed, not hold your fear of him climbing up you while you're trying to dream. They call your dreams urban. But the doctor who told you that your 19-year-old boy died from a stroke makes eye contact on the 25 bus. You cling to your bag. Ignore that you're back in that white ward, that white room, that white moment, and nod in his direction. Get off before the big Asda, before even the station. They call our love urban. But you don't cry at your son's funeral. No, you mourn the anniversary of his first football match. They call our grief urban, but the man who said he loves you wraps his arms around the waist of someone less damaged. Don't care until you do. Until you are standing outside his house, holding a full glass of water. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Going up first in the open mic, even though we've had G and myself, is the most daunting thing, I think. So we're going to start off with a small round of applause. It's a small. Keep it down. Like, pretend you're at Wimbledon, okay? It's like very, very polite. Radio 4, okay? So it's just like, a little pitter-patter. Yep. Then amp it up a little. Maybe you're at a concert. Bit more. You're at a Beyonce concert now. Yes, exactly. And we have Letty McKee. Letty, are you here? She's coming to the stage. Keep it going.
Chill pill is the music. When you come up, you're like, oh yeah, I'm ready to do a poem. Boom, boom, boom. So I see two girls dancing. Music to help them focus while they're working late. They let go for a moment and let their bodies interlace, fill the space between them. They see me watching and stop immediately, embarrassed. Laughing, they collapse limbs on top of bright smiles and messy bobs. One brown, one blonde. Their little denim skirts are paired with scraggy tights and fluffy tops, slicked red lipstick and DMs. I don't know why, but looking their way, I feel like the happiness they carry so easily is as thin as an eggshell. I can hardly remember the last time I danced like that. Every year it gets harder to be joyful, like my heart is slowly filling up with sand. Nowadays, when I do dance, it is drunk in leery clubs I feel too old for, pressed up against the bar, surrounded by slack jaws and spittle. It is a paltry imitation of nights that went on forever, when there was music that became a part of me, when constant movement was the only drug I needed to reach ecstasy. I remember the hedonism of ska riffing off the brick-stiff walls of a crypt bar, the privilege of sun-kissed festivals. We were mucky, slutty cheapskates, staying up to see the dawn for the sun's sake, hands nursing butties in a fuzzy state that lasted all summer, days hot and sweet like melted butter. Happiness is a fragile thing, like the red-hot heat bubble of soft glass blown by a master craftsman. It needs attention. It needs to be held in hands that are gentle but strong. It needs supple muscles and a hardened skin so that it can absorb the shock of contact and deflect the dark. You can clap. That's the end of the poem. Right, I'll just do one more. So I teach normally in my day job, and I teach about London's architecture. So I just want to do a quick vocab check in the room. I'm sure everybody knows this because you're all very intelligent people, but just to check, everyone knows what the word palimpsest means?
No.
So it's like a blackboard, like an old Roman version of a blackboard. It's like a piece of parchment that they wrote on and then they scrubbed it over. So people sometimes say that London and its architecture is like a palimpsest. So it it kind of is like a phoenix rising from the ashes of tragedy, like the Great Fire of London, the Blitz, etc., etc. There are moments in our history where bad stuff happens, but then the city kind of regrows from the ashes of that. And St. Paul's actually has a sculpture of a phoenix on it. All you need to know that for is the poem that I'm about to do is all about St. Paul's Cathedral. So I wanted to put it in context for you, because I'm a teacher and that's what we do. So, there are moments in this city when the light shifts. I've been trying to find ways to make this weight lift. Was it winter or loneliness that hurt against my chest? Will it ease now with the blue sun as the grey skies decompress? In slate dull January too, the cathedral sings, calling our humdrum busy sadness in. But today, the white stone is alive, pure gold sunlight caught in clean classical lines. What is it that is so beautifully expressed? Nestled in the heart of London, the eternal palimpsest. Byron's dumb cupola like a fool's cap crown, a sublime monument to a craggy old town. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Letty. That was amazing. Was that good? Yeah, exactly. Just for your information, FYI, you are going to be clapping a lot tonight, all right? You're going to be exercising some muscles, okay? So just get prepared for that, all right? You guys prepared? Good. So our next open micer has possibly the best stage name I have ever had. Actually, first of all, what's your name? Jada is going to be my hype woman. So Jada, every time the audience aren't loud enough, I just want you to just amp it up a little. So just say they all get a bit hyped. Can you do that? You sound a little fiery. I think you can do that. Do you want to start with a round of applause? Yeah, go for it. Cool. We have Norman the Dapper Rapper, guys. Yeah.
Good evening. Oh, come on, that's worth a round of applause, isn't it? Thank you, Mr. G. Thank you, Mr. G. It is a pleasure to be here again at the Chill Pill. I haven't been to one for a long time. It has been a while. It's lovely to be here at Sketch. I've never taken LSD, but after that trip to the toilet, I think I've got a hint of the vibe. Yes, activate the pod, I think that's what you have to say. Right, I'm hoping to squeeze two bits in tonight. I have to confess, I am shamelessly plugging my show, which is in the Camden Fringe. So if you like what I do, come and see me afterwards. I'll tell you all about that. I'm on at Dapper Norman on Twitter as well. I joined Twitter this year. Yes. Nice round of applause for the elder there. Thank you. I haven't got that far yet, one step at a time. Don't want to rush it. So anyway, I've got two pieces. My show is about free speech, fake news, the corporate takeover. And I'd like to start, if you wouldn't mind, with a little joining in piece, which is called The Corporate Pledge of Allegiance. Are you up for that? Yeah. Excellent. Well, basically, all you have to do is repeat after me the following words. You've all signed the terms and conditions. You know the tech companies have taken over, basically. And apparently that's going to be made official soon, where we're all going to have to swear this corporate pledge of allegiance. It goes like this after me. Our Father, that's nice, who art in the cloud. That's good. Can't hear you at the back. PayPal be thy name. Thy Samsung come. Thy we be done. On earth as it is in the Apple Store. Give us this day our daily TED. And forgive us our Netflixes as we forgive them that Netflix against us. And lead us not into PlayStation, but Deliveroo from Uber. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, forever and ever. Amazon. Thank you. And last but not least, this also has a joining in bit. Your line, this is about fake news. Your line is after the break, and you say that when I say more on that story. So let's just give that a little rehearse. More on that story. Perfect, perfect. Made an old man very happy. Thank you. Here are the headlines. All news is fake. More on that story. Coming up first, the menu's familiar. Watch out for the bad guys, don't let them kill you. No doubt about it, you are in danger from Russians, Muslims, all other strangers. We generate fear to make your boots quake. More on that story. We cheerlead the robots and badmouth the workers, and anyone poor is quite clearly a shirker. Fingerprint phones, face recognition, open society, more like open prison. They give us words, we read them out. Being on telly used to mean it had clout, but some people sensing that news is just lies, made up by rich men protecting rich lives. They've noticed how easily the truth is defeated by a lie that's repeated, repeated, repeated. So they're swerving old media, they're going online, they're finding this method is suiting them fine. Bad news for elites, thanks to the web, some real information got out to the plebs. Perhaps that explains why government procedure suddenly became attack social media. They're spinning a line now that fake news is new, but maybe that line comes as fake news to you. Perhaps you remember when the BBC told the world to beware of the WMD. And let's not forget the millennium bug, ask your granddad, told us planes would fall out of the sky with a thud. And bang up to date, Jeremy Corbyn looks bleak. There's fake news about that guy each day of the week. This broadcast ends soon, and it's over to Heather, who'll smile and deliver the latest fake weather. But first, breaking news. Seems that all news is fake. More on that story. Yes, more on that story. One more time. More on that story. Oh, you were wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. G. Bless you.
Jada, how we doing? Is that all right? Cool. You good? Do you want a drink? We have. Oh, Jada, you can start us off. Maybe a little round of applause. Yeah. Thank you, Jada. I'm really liking you. We have Forster Jolie. Are you here? Forster Jolie is here. Keep it going, Jada. Keep it going for her. A bit louder, guys, till she comes to the stage.
Forster Jolie. Okay. This is about my dislike of WhatsApp groups. Homerton Hans with a Z. I don't know about you, but I was born on the nanosecond before we fell off the cliff into the digital age. You add me to a WhatsApp group, you make me want to scream. I don't want to know that you're a Homerton Han from Homerton Hans group with a Z, downing 4 bottles of Prosecco with your mum at a wedding, or that your dog, Molly, just sat on command for the first time, or that you can't make the 10th because you're in Bali, or that you just spotted Dermot O'Leary. And ding goes the next notification, giving me time to breathe and realize I could exercise a little more. You do you. Plus 447, I don't give a damn, has left the group. Okay, this one is a new one, and it's called... Okay, thank you. It's called Thorn. I see you in my trachea, branched out near my heart, like the bubble honeycomb structure of the alveoli. Disrepute shot up through a boot down the connective tissue of our doomed paths. Sit and wait for the storm, eye of the cyclone looms, gathering traction. That equal parts humorous and distressing image of the CGI cow lowing on the natural roller coaster of destruction. Tides forget your gardens. Heat burns down, straight down, and tethers quiet streets, making you question where is home. This next one's all about when you really don't want a relationship, but you meet someone and it's too good to pass up. So it's a poem for the betwixt and the between. It's called Fake It Real. Tingles sent down my spine after the slightest touch. In the background, mad trumpet sounds bounce off these walls, and it feels like Paris created on the cheap. Full disclosure, I like it here. You hit the ceiling of the party when you found your purse is empty and forgotten how you got home. Slow it down, take a breath, eat some fruit, close your eyes and meditate. For there is someone in front of you trying to get to know you. Okay, this is the last one. I work part-time in a pub and it's got its pros and cons. One of the pros is all the people watching you can do, and this is dedicated to the staff here tonight, and it's called Barstool. Crumple up your misdemeanors, holler at your neighbor, get off with a stranger, swig back those tequila shots, you best do all three. Climb on up into bed, mind that you don't bang your head. Foul-mouthed patters guzzle at the bar, foam on their stash, reminiscing about the past. Deals done with a gold-tooth smile, pool played, manliness on display, snort, burp, fart. Welcome to the Portaloo of fun. Thank you.
Keep them doggies rolling right through rain and wind and weather. Hell-bent for leather.
And a round of applause for the bar staff as well. They're doing a job. Next up, we have Betsy de Lobinière. Can we get a round of applause for Betsy?
Now, hold on, I gotta get my glasses.
I came prepared, man.
Did you?
I know those ones.
Okay, great. Okay. This first one is called Retina. I became detached like a retina I thought we shared. But that's impossible to share the same exact I love's universal myth. Simple geometry will attest that no 2 points can occupy the same place at the same time. But I never did believe it until I became detached. Okay, so this is what happens after the breakup. It's called impulse control. I became a character stuck inside a story, and it seemed only a new story could save me. An inescapable risk. I'll be stuck inside the new story. You must suspect the same. Because when I saw you, I want to cry and crash through the membrane of my old story towards you. But I can see that you are stuck inside your old story. Its membrane so thick, so thick as mine. From the constant retelling, which is how we must have been guided down the avenue from opposite sides of the street on the same day. Instead of popping into the pub and lifting a glass of boundary erasure fluid, we are impelled to walk back to a gelateria. Because in an effort to maintain your old story, you explain, you've become overly fond of boundary erasure fluid. You were eager to reacquaint yourself with the goodness of outlines and hard surfaces so that maybe you could fix your verbs from, oh God, I can't see. Yeah, the light's so low. Okay. From tumble to walk, from thirst to real. Anyway, I think I'm going to skip that. So sorry. This one's bigger. This one, I'm going to need your help, okay? This is called Please Don't Feed the Devil, right? I wrote it a while ago, but it seems really apt right now. So could you all just say, please don't feed the devil? Please don't feed the devil. Breathe out, breathe in. Now let's begin. Pay attention to the mantras you play in your head, saying worst case scenarios will rob the bloom from the rose. So you stop bad flow when you say, please don't feed the devil. Listen to your voice when you feel the fear rise. Now look into my eyes, look into my eyes. You're the only one in there. Unmask your own disguise. Strip the darkness when you own the ride and say, please don't feed the devil. The devil's trick is mighty slick, he says. Shove them aside, do what you can to beat the next man. Tap it, taste it, smell it, see it. Outside your head, she says, this is all there is. Inside your head, he says, this is all there is. Leave your heart in the corner, there will be no more, and I'm keeping score. Let me hear you say, please don't feed the devil. The devil is the you who will stack up every care. You know the only sin is to give in to despair. Just say to yourself, please don't feed the devil. I say face the darkness and feel it. You know you can break it. Let's stuff the feathers of hope in that duvet of dread. Everybody rise when I say rock it. You say roll it. Rock it. Rock it. Rock it! Dance yourself open until you feel the invisible, unlimited, mysterious, and connecting power of love.
So how many of you have been to a spoken word night before? What normally happens at a spoken word night when people feel the poem? Yeah, cool. I may not be the biggest fan of it, but it doesn't distract the poet. So if you're every time I say feel, I'm going to say feeling. If you're feeling the poem, click. Or you can make another noise. You can make any noise. A lot of people do the like they're just like tasting some really good food. You know, they're digesting the poem. Like, everyone's got a sound in their head that they can, like, exhale and, like, say when the poem is really feeling them, right? Like, feeling them. Can you get that sound in your head? Like, figure it out. Have you got it? Does anyone not have the sound? You don't have to say it yet, G. Calm down. I know you're hungry. It's all right. On the count of 3, you're just going to let that sound out, okay? Is that good? There might be a lot of I don't know what noises I'm going to get, but you can just let it out. It's all right. It's a safe space. It's a lovely, safe environment. At Chill Pill, we're family, okay? So, on the count of 3. On the count of 3, okay? Not before. Okay? 3, 2, 1. Wow, you guys are in unison, okay? No, you're not all thinking of the okay? Not everyone is hungry in here, okay? People have eaten. Any noise. You eaten? Oh, he's bloated. Is that the noise that you make when you're bloated then? What noise do you make? I don't know. Variation noises, okay? Just mix it up a little. Just don't scare the poet though, because I know that on unison, a little scary. I'm not gonna lie to you. But you can mix it up. We're gonna keep the poems going, keep the open mic going. Jada, you're my favorite person in the world. But we're going to clap together. So just follow me, okay? And if you don't have rhythm, this might catch you out. I'm sorry. But we're going to go with it, all right? Cool. Oh, wait. Follow me, okay? Follow my hands. What? Follow my hands. Okay, slow down. Okay, you guys are very excited tonight. So am I. Follow my hands. We have Ali Khalifa coming to the stage. Keep it going till Ali gets to the stage. Keep it going, keep it going. Yeah, all your noises, all your sounds, all of it, all of it, all of it.
Heavy monster sound. Hitting you smack dab right through the middle. And ripping right on. Heavy.
This poem is like it's unfinished. I've yet to finish it, but it's just an ode to being mixed. So here goes. It's being asked which do you prefer like you had a choice. It's being told you don't act black enough. It's a frustration of ironing your shower kameez for half an hour when your note will get creased within 2 minutes of wearing it. It's the comfort of your mum massaging oil into your hair and then wrapping a do-rag in your head for overnight. It's the comfort in the head nod from the only brown person at the party. It's hearing about a terror attack and secretly hoping it wasn't by a brown guy. It's arguing Black Lives Matter to the ignorant. It's seeing exotic fruits at Whole Foods Market and seeing the mad prices and knowing uncle at the local shop sells it cheaper and can get a discount because he knows your nana. It's eating rice and peas at one grandparent's and dal jawal at the other. It's never been seen with a girl in your neighborhood. It's a girl whining on you at carnival and auntie whining, why are you not married yet? It's putting coconut oil everywhere. It's turning into your nanny's road and smelling her whole cupboard, her whole spice cupboard. It's being Pakistani, black, and Muslim and having every racial slur thrown at you. It's effortlessly going from doing the bhangra to the dagi at a wedding. It's that feeling of being able to read the name of the dish at the restaurant in your native language while your friend confidently says, I'll have the number 28, please. It's your mum coming home after being called a towelhead. It's the schooling of a food tech teacher who tries to tell you how to make curry. She thought I insulted her when I told her I bought Hari Mirch. Miss, I said Hari, not Harami. It's watching West Indies play Pakistan in cricket and knowing you're winning either way. It's having to explain and defend your religion every single time a terrorist attack happens. It's your brother coming home and telling you he got called a nigger at school. It's explaining to Gary he can't say the N-word, whether it's ER or A. It's that secret obsession you have with your nanny's Bollywood dramas that you refuse to tell anyone about. It's your granddad blaming America for everything. I mean, is he wrong though? It's going into Ruku at Jumma and seeing the diversity in the people next to you. It's going into Ruku at Jumma and thinking, brother, do you not moisturize your feet? It's realizing that there is no graceful way to eat tamarind in public, no matter how hard you try. It's your nanny's cold lassi on a hot summer's day. It's being followed around by security in shops. It's that lady gripping her purse and crossing the road when she sees you. It's knowing that certain people would rather believe that aliens built the pyramids than black people. Thank you.
This is a heavy, heavy monster sound.
Your choice of
Hitting you smack
music.
dab right through the middle.
You DJ.
And ripping right on.
Nice. Jada, how are you feeling? Cool. Jada, do you want to start off a little pitter-patter? You're at Wimbledon. Clap a little slow one. Slow. Yeah, simmering while keep it going while I talk. It's okay. You can keep it going. We're gonna go on to the next open micer, who I am very, very excited about, just because I'm excited because it's a poem. This is a poetry night. We have Farah Dian Putri. Are you here? Farah is right here. Keep it going till Farah passes the camera to her friend. Keep it going, keep it going.
So, hi, my name is Farah, and This poem is called Keep Me Cold in Chinatown. Okay. I miss having Chinese takeaway with whiskey eyes and somber stares, drunk on bourbon and despair, wonton whispers, soy-sullied sighs, sliss and trickle down the spine as she pours her body over mine. Today, Ophelia crosses the ocean, calico clouds soaked in a cadmium yellow sky, drowned out cerulean cries, coal-lined eyes fade to bruises that spring up over my carotid like a pulse. Heartbeats never soothed me to dream. It's just thunder trapped in a body. All is in flux and nothing stays still, even the oolong standing by the windowsill. I remember her hands as indifferent as lightning that kisses and flickers, leaving craters as empty as an echo of a speaker in Soho. Yep, so that's the end of the first one. All right, so the next one is called Carbon Monoxide Men, because from my very limited experience, men are probably just as toxic. Don't breathe. He's the oxygen thief. Slick, suave, diffusing from alveoli into capillaries. Once you sigh in relief, he slips into your hemoglobin, its curved full figure with the concave center, and pries it wide open. Before you know it, cuckoo carbon monoxide occupies your nest. Before you know it, he made your body into art, painted it an Yves Klein blue, and daubed your lips in Rothko's red. It was breathtaking perfection. And that's the end of Carbon Monoxide Men. And my final piece for tonight is called Detonation. There's no glamour in what I do, just traces of ecstasy and honey, lollygagging, lip-licking like Lolita, humbug, Humbert buzzing after her. She negates any notion of finding those Ferris gray flecks fascinating. The ermine coiled around his temples for stroking, carmine blazing down the veined marble of a ruined sepulchre. His cloistered hunch only stands full flag when armored with the contents of his armoire. The debonair straitjacket, the fervor of French, la lumière de ma vie, la feu de mes reins. Oh, I loved that shattered mirror, salvaging pieces, piercing my fingers, and he hated my paroxysms. If he really wasn't talking particle physics, I'd go nuclear, then the fallout residue lingers for a half-life. And that's it for me tonight. Thank you.
Carbon monoxide, oxygen thief. Yeah. I was feeling that. That was amazing. Well done. And you guys, I heard a woo. I heard a yeah. Let it all out. Just like release it tonight on a Tuesday evening. We're going to keep it going. We have Kenny. ... Oh, ... He was waiting for the extra dot. ... Bit louder. Harder. Ever.
This poem is called F is for fast cars, fast wallet, fast taste. But what if F feeds on the fear of humanity? What if F only seems appropriate when we're trying to promote freedom? Far-fetched from the tragedy also brings. Feast your eyes on these. Famine, floods. But from F, humanity came knocking. Fish which fed a millennia ago before embracing land as antelopes, mammals full of spunk. Then to the sky, F flies, creating a fleet of engine we fight to board time and time again. Films that feature protagonists that we pay dear to watch fail time and time again. F is foul. It swears in abundance. Fuck, fag, freak, but fridge. It freezes my eyes. It preserves what I like. Furthermore, for what it's worth, F is freaking awesome, man. It always aims to finish first. It says, for I'm the son of God, but yet this fiend tries to prosecute me. F is there when you're in need, in friends and in food, when you need to recollect flashbacks, feelings. To look a bit further, look behind your shoulders before F stabs you in the fucking back. I've got a next one. My next poem is called Black Lives Matter. Let me count the whips and lashes inflicted on my ancestors. For every one of my fingers and toes, there were more inflicted on those. Like the ranged and crazed mammals with shackles and with bolts. We were bound at a point with nowhere to go, with no hope in sight for a crime in which we did not commit apart from exist. And if found guilty, it's for the thickness of my hair, the wideness of my shoulder blades, this hair pumpkin, all-consuming size of my nose. Thank you.
Give a big shout to Lenny ... Kenny ... Oh, man. I'm really sorry, man. It's them dots, man. Them dots just confuse me, right? You know, I got the dots right, but I just didn't get the government name right. You know what I'm saying? You know? Okay, that was the open mic. We're gonna have another section in the second half, but give a big round of applause for all open micers. Okay, so we have got some featured artists that are going to come here just to, you know, for those of you that have never been to a poetry night before, it's like there is range, scope, and hope in this game, right? You know, so like some people are gonna come here and they just do things that they've never ever done before, like first timers, and there are those of us that have been around for a considerable period of time and doing great and amazing and wonderful things. Just, I guess it's the game of expression, isn't it? It's the game of just trying to place your thoughts out there into the zeitgeist. And so our first featured act is someone that has done this with an amazing amount of success, all right? But believe it or not, I've worked on many radio shows if people don't know me, and like, I know you just, I don't know what did you do on the show? I don't know, just like ran around handing out notes and stuff like that, right? And then she told me, oh yeah, I do poetry. And then I saw some of the poems online. I was like, wow, man, they're really, really good. And I said to her, you know, you should do something, do some of your poetry. And then like a little while later, she goes, I've got a book coming out. And I was like, whoa, heavy duty, right? And so she's got a book that I think is out now, isn't it, right? And it's an amazing feat for, you know, someone so young. And the book's called She Must Be Mad, and I'll let her just go through all the intricacies and the thoughts that went into putting it together. So please give a wonderful sketch crowd welcome to the beautiful Charly Cox.
Perfect. No, I think we're good here. Yeah. It's not going to get any better than that introduction, so if you want to get another drink whilst I'm talking, it's fine. As G just said, tonight is an incredibly special night for me because I think it must have been about 4 or 5 years ago now. I was sat in a dark basement in Shoreditch, recording a podcast, sort of trying to make up a job. I wasn't really supposed to be there, I don't think, and I watched G over his shoulder every time we recorded, writing poems, and had no courage to say, I do that. That makes me really excited. All I did was like a quick nudge or like an embarrassed smile. So it was with total delight a year or so later that G messaged me and said, I've seen your stuff. I said, yes. No more embarrassing over-the-shoulder looks. I can't believe I'm here. I can't believe we finally get to share a space. I wrote a book about 10 months ago. It came out a month ago. It's been a very exciting time. It's been a very nerve-wracking time. I'm still absolutely terrified of everything around me. And I'm going to read you some work from that. 2 of the poems are about sex. 2 of the poems are about my total self-loathing. And funnily enough, they have a very clear line between them. This first poem I'm going to read you is called Porn. Horrible word to say. She moans as he throws her body, from arched feline back to face in the pillow on her tummy. He pulls her by the ponytail. Her eyes widen with excitement. Loneliness as well. Banshee screams and hollow slaps, perfect nudity and waxed arse cracks. Half taken by the throng of flung off thongs, I'm bemused and sad and thinking, why do they never show the naps? The intimate legs twined like spaghetti, cooked and thrown back in the pack. Stuck with starchy love. That's the real magic, that's what turns me on. When after all the sheets have seen where you lay and nose touches nose and you still know where to kiss with the lights still off because you're lit up in a childlike beam. And through panting pores, your mind wanders lost. Feeling your skin cling innate to one another, like a baby to a breast. That first breath. When you exhale and simmer, 2 maudlin corpses, too hot and they still shiver, craving more whilst digesting a slither of moments ago. She moans as he throws her body, wanting it with a posture comfy. He runs his fingers through her hair and tells her that she's lovely, beautiful, in fact. He grabs her by the waist and she holds his face and steadies gaze, whispers lightly in his ear, I'd rather make love to you than just simply let you fuck me. There's plenty of room for explicits and complicity. Now that I'd understand, a prude I'd never claimed to be, though nor a connoisseur of wild intimacy. I've always taken it how it's given to me, directed it occasionally. But there's something that seems strange to me, that we get off on a close-up of a staged, aggressive filthy, when we all know in reality the best is sweet and purely ends the same. The 2 of you, vulnerable and glowing, with the taste of each other's name. Get the smut out of the way first, I suppose. This next one is called She Moves in Her Own Way. This, clearly from that poem, I've had my share of sex. I've had a lovely couple of years, thanks for asking. And for so much of it, it was done for the wrong reasons. And I didn't really realise that. I thought that I was just having a nice time, but actually, I wasn't. And there was one specific awful date that punctuated it for me, and since then I've been a better behaved lady. Here it goes. You're learning too much already because there's another 2 poems after this, so if you're done, good luck. It was sticky in your apartment. I stuck my eyes to every corner, where you'd stuck up old postcards, an entire museum of your life and more a window. Frame the shrilling stuck-up summer silhouettes in the pub down below. You stuck a scratched record on that played the once smooth staccato. You poured me a glass of wine that slipped sticky to my sides. It slipped your fingers across my thighs. I felt stuck. This time, I promised myself I wasn't giving up. You said, stick around, and I cleared off the dark sediment red wine muck from my lips and kissed you in a way that begged to reverse ownership. But instead it sellotaped my wrist tight together around your hips whilst my internal monologue screamed, you're hopeless at this. You don't want to do this. You always do this. You don't have to be this person. You don't have to quench your thirst on him. Tell your body its anxiety isn't a passion to burst on him. Don't try and fill the void with empty consumption. This moment in time that you'll lie and say was sweet seduction. It's just another episode of you orchestrating a personality reduction into a girl you have no business being, no pleasing being. Stop teasing feeling from an inner drought that only tried to be that way because you gave all your kindness out instead of spending it on yourself. I stop. As your eyes unstuck from mine, you swig from the bottle of wine, and I muster up the courage to say, I don't want to be just tonight. I've said it before and let it be denied, and you laugh with a cocksure sigh and hit me with another line like, why can't you just be a girl for a good time? And it's the just that juts, and it ricochets and it slaps stuck to my ongoing conflict with myself. I reach for a souvenir placed on your shelf, throw it between my palms. Imagine what false comfort I'd find within your arms and put it back. I give learning from lesson a crack. I stop myself from telling you that you're such a twat when you text me the next morning to say, real quote, that my excuse as a woman is appalling for leaving in a rush. It was sticky in your apartment, and it was there that I realized I was bored of being stuck as a girl whose muchness amounted to just the night. What a prick. This next one I'm going to do for you is called Bodies. I didn't realise how much I hated my body until I started writing this book. I went through almost this like compendium of things that were wrong with me and tried to articulate them, and never before had I really thought about the way that I thought about my body as a thing. And it was like really grossly upsetting. I mean, I'm sure if you all allowed yourself long enough to think about it, you'd realise how unhealthy so much of our rhetoric is around how we feel and how we talk about ourselves. So I wrote this poem in all the cliches to my past self to tell her to shut up and love herself a bit more. So it goes like this. You can turn them off and on. You can make them fat than thin. You could do a lot of courageous stuff if we gave them enough space to breathe in. The prodding is an obvious hurdle, and the feeling your stomach feels when it's near ready for its contents to curdle, the thighs leaning back, trying to impression a gap, waiting for a waistline to waste away. It's all a trap. Squeezing anxiously at your face and your nail beds being the last thing that you could taste, wondering if down there is tight enough, wondering if your jawline is slight enough. Enough. These bodies that we've made are much stronger than we ever knew before we saw what we'd face. They're bigger than our thoughts and sturdier than our psyche. It's a miracle that they can't speak, because if they could, they'd shout, why can't you just like me? I'm doing so much stuff that you don't ever see. I'm forcing organs and beating breaths. I'm keeping us alive quietly. And all you do is complain. What's sad is it's fair and often contrite. We do all of this personal grieving even though we know it's not right. But how can we change our learnt perceptions when the thoughts that we breed are invited to receptions daily, to listen to our own lack of worth? When our bodies are trailed through media's dirt, when school's not about grades but the length of your skirt. If I'm half a size smaller, would I be liked first? I've only had liquids, so how do I quantify thirst? When sex isn't about love, but how much did it hurt? When do we remember our worth? It really is worth it to think about how we're working, not to fixate on this vanity parade that we're constantly scrolling and old school surfing. This stuff we consume is so fleeting, when there's stuff that supports us a whole lifetime, that keeps us breathing, and we shun it. Tell us in a lottery of bodies everyone else has won it, but us. That's crazy. Crazy that we fill ourselves with so little that we're hazy, we can't think properly. Because our diets are so light, that our concentration's sloppy, that our skin is so grim because we drink ourselves so wobbly. Our head bangs so bad that we can't help but think somberly. We're chain smoking at the sight of a sky so you can just pause for a moment and on your own sigh, what's wrong with me? That's not a good use of a body. It should be angry and charging, not knackered and starving. It has so much power to be starting anything we drive it towards. Past a distraction of how we treated it before. Past us ignoring its own personal encore to be reignited. For the love of whatever is good, what the hell are we fighting? When the skin we're in holds us closer than our next of kin ever could. Why are we fighting against something that gods never would? Why are we bowing to a new fate that our muchness is weighed up to the weight that we weigh? That our sumptuous, ethereal, smart humanness means we'll always think we are paupers, when we have the same bodies as queens. One more? Thanks. Right, sorry. You're supposed to enjoy things once in a while. It feels like the first time I've actually enjoyed doing this. Lovely. Thanks, guys. This next one is called Funny. It's an incredibly ironic title because I have spent the best part of my adult life, which, to be fair, isn't actually very long, but explaining the way that I feel as funny. Instead of saying I have depression, I have anxiety, I have bipolar, I am having a panic attack, I feel all these feelings, it was so much easier to just go, I just feel a bit funny today. Like, I just feel weird, like, so funny, like, I'm not coming into work, okay, bye. And that's not conducive to anything good, particularly not for yourself, because it meant I was in a constant state of denial. So I wrote this poem in hope that I could completely exhaust the word from my vocabulary, and ironically, it has now become my job to read it. So this is sort of like exposure therapy. I'll try not cry. I feel funny, not like when the light bounces from the sky and you feel heat stroke from the sunny days of closing in on jokes. Not, that girl is intelligently witty, she's so funny. I feel done in. Funny ha-has speak no fun in the language I have learnt. Funny feelings aren't the taste of a jovial summer's eve descending burn. A funny feeling is a feeling of a leaf I'm scared to turn. A funny feeling is me seething at a friend who didn't mean to hurt me. I'm a bit funny that way. Funny isn't laughing at a joke I heard you say. Funny is me cramping in the lungs and wincing. I'm okay. Funny is the last thought before I sleep. Funny is the impression of me that you'll keep. Funny is the unexplained, self-contained anxiety of breathing. Grabbing my coat before closing because I feel funny as I'm leaving. That's why I'm leaving. I feel strange. A finger couldn't pinpoint it, and words cannot explain the curse of feeling funny and knowing you've got yourself to blame and still being unaware. I took my pills this morning, I promise you, I swear. The capsules grin at you in blister packs, and eyeless, they still stare. They laugh at you like you've said something funny. There's no lies that you can throw at them. There's no amount of money, no words you can scream out bluntly. I've tried. Feeling so funny that funny isn't hysterical. So why am I crying hysterical tears? Funny was something I'd always liked, so why does this funny feeling punch me with spite? A funny feeling used to be the swig of a third pint. So why does feeling funny swing the last throw in my own fight? If I stopped feeling funny, maybe I'd get some sleep at night. I wish someone had shown me left when funny started to feel right. And I suppose the funny thing is that in life, first we laugh, and then we cope. First we breed aching into satire, and then claw our way into our hope. That the lumps in our throats, the inhalers tucked in pockets of coats, the fraying yarns on the tether of our metaphorical ropes don't really exist. But they do. I know they do. And I think they deserve a more raucous applause than the monotonous bang of therapist doors or the bedlam screams on bedroom floors or the wincing pinches of scissor scores. Funny no longer feels right because there's no comedy show in sight. This is real life, and the word is depression. The medical phrases should be shouted in succession because for all the days they've made my face nameless, it would help in abundance for them to be shameless, for me to call them out for who they are. And I know that it's wonderful that we've come this far. Forgive me, but it's unhealthy for us to stick with, dancing around a denial that nicks its legitimacy from camouflaging its pain, even though I'm the one who picked it. Saying I feel funny just isn't the same, because I didn't pick this. I was my own brain before this. And that, as a human, I deserve to reclaim in whatever funny sort of way I can.
Big round of applause for Charly Cox. Okay, that has been the first half. Have you guys enjoyed yourself? Okay, if you really enjoyed yourself, all right, then it would be really funny if you could tweet us on @ChillPillUK and tweet @SketchLondon and tell us how amazing we are. And if you don't find us amazing, then I'll meet you at 11 o'clock outside and we can have a one-to-one conversation. Okay, so enjoy the break because we've got some amazing acts coming up afterwards. We're going to reinvigorate the open mic. And so, yep, enjoy yourself, enjoy yourself, enjoy yourself. Okay, can we get a big yay? Can we get a shh? Oh man, that's real good. I like that. I kind of feel like I pretend I didn't order you to do it, so I feel like, oh wow, is that for me? Oh man, that's amazing, you know. Okay, did you guys enjoy yourself? Did you enjoy the break? Was the break good? Yeah. All right then, brilliant. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we are going to, again, those of you that come to Chill Pill know that we usually kick off the first half with a poem that has just been written, so written today. And then we do the second half with something that's called Classic Corner, where we read a poem that is from one of our favorites. Most spoken word artists, they've got a poet who they're a fan of, and they just read their work, you know, because I think that in order to write better, you've got to kind of read the greats and then just try and get maybe to half of that level, right? And so we run a little competition, and so I'm going to read you a poem, and you're going to have to guess the date of it, right? Okay? And so I should have told you this afterwards, because leave your phones out of this. Take it back to 1980s pub quizzes. I know you probably don't remember, right? But they were really big back in the day, right? Anyway, this is from one of my favorite poets. It's a Bengali poet called Rabindranath Tagore. And yes, I love this poem. I just love this poem. It's called Vocation. When the gong sounds at 10 in the morning, I walk to the school by our lane. Every day I meet the hawker crying, bangles, crystal bangles, bangles, crystal bangles. There's nothing to hurry him on. There's no road he must take, no place he must go, no time when he must come home. Man, I wish I were a hawker, spending my day in the road crying, bangles, crystal bangles, bangles, crystal bangles. When at 4 in the afternoon I come back from school, I can see through the gate of that house the gardener digging the ground. He does what he likes with his spade. He soils his clothes with dust. Nobody takes him to task. And even if he gets basked in the sun or gets wet, I wish I was a gardener, digging away at the garden with nobody to stop me from digging. And just as it gets dark in the evening and my mother sends me to bed, I can see through the open window the watchman walking up and down. The lane is dark and lonely, and the street lamp stands like a giant with one red eye in its head. The watchman swings his lantern and walks with a shadow at his side, never once going to bed in his life. I wish I was a watchman, walking the streets all night, chasing the shadows with my lantern. Thank you. Okay, so as a prize, I've got 2 drinks tokens. And I know how deep those are here, man. You know what I'm saying? That's like gold dust. Trust me, right? So, put your hand up and just guess. I'll take a couple of guesses and I'll give it to the nearest one. Guess when you think that poem was written, right? Yes, sir. 1910. 1982. 73. 69. At the back, sir. 23. You way at the back. Yeah? 2000 BC. They had great poetry from that time, you know? And I'm glad that you're a fan. I thought I was the only one, but alas, Dapper, no. I'm going to have to give it to this gentleman here. It was in fact 1909. You're 1 year out, right? And I just, you know, so there you go, 2 free drinks. Give me them typos back. Right? Okay then, so we are going to kick off the open mic, and as we kicked off the open mic before, we got to limit it down to 1 poem each. I know that everyone's doing their whole, you know, Britain's Got Talent job, right? But we got to limit to 1 poem each, right? And so to set the example, delivering us 1 poem, please welcome back to the stage the wonderful Amina Jama.
So we've halved in size because everyone is queuing for the toilet to not pee but to take photos. So we need to amp it up a little with your like woos. Okay. When you're feeling it, you just go woo. Cool? Amazing. Firstly, I just want to give a massive, huge, ginormous shout out to Elisa, Marlena, Simon, and Carl on the bar. They're amazing. You know, a lot of respect to them. Okay. And then I'm going to do a poem for you. Cool. This, Charly Cox was amazing, wasn't she? The first feature. She was incredible. And she's made me think about this quite a bit. So I'm going to do a poem about my body. It is called Home to a Man. A home without breasts is just a house. Nooks and crannies need to be cleared. My mother once told me never to be envious of others' houses. They only wish to break down yours. Men wish to break it down. I'm the lucky one, I know that much. But I can feel the paint peeling away from the bathroom walls. I don't know what I'll do when it finally falls. Nooks and crannies need to be cleared. Mama refuses to buy sanitary towels in the household shopping. Ask, what will you do if your brothers see them? They see that your house is dirty. She says, Heshod Naya. Have shame, girl. Nooks and crannies need to be cleared. Mama told me to never give away my spare keys, that it is sacred between God and I, but she makes a pair for any wealthy man arranging a visit. Nooks and crannies must be cleared. I once turned off all the lights. I swear I felt my soul leave the house. Said, good for you, girl. You deserve to be happy. Nooks and crannies must be cleared, because when a man comes to view your house, it must be clean. Don't just sweep the dirt under the carpet. Trim that rug. Make sure all your corridors are clear of impurities. Make sure your living room is presentable. It is the bosom of your home. Stay in the kitchen or the bedroom, Mama tells me, so he can watch you in your natural habitat. Mama taught me I must speak my mind, that every man is allowed to test out my home before he buys it. So if he wants to inspect, let him beg to witness all your rooms, and if he breaks down your walls, give in, baby. Mama taught me to be wary of handing him all my glory at once. He must also do some polishing of edges, she says. Nooks and crannies must be cleared, perhaps by a man. Thank you. We're going to go back into the open mic. You guys feeling good? Cool.
One poem each.
One poem each. Oh, it's going to come for you. Vada, should we start like a little... Yep, cool. My lovely girl Vada. Love her a lot. Thank you. Keep it going. Keep it going. And just like amp it up a little bit. A little down. Ooh. You guys are very obedient. I love this. Alan Wolfson, are you here? Alan Wolfson is coming to the stage. Go crazy. Go ape shit. Go mad.
Hey, good evening. My name is Alan Wolfson, or in predictive text, anal yogurt. So it's just the one poem. Like, we're right in the middle of festival season, and music festivals are the best thing on earth. The worst thing on earth are weapons. So if all the weapons failed to function at the same time, we could get on with what we've been put on earth for, and that's enjoying a music festival. This is called Guns in the World Jam. Barack Obama said, yes, we can. I say, what if all the guns in the world jam? Nobody shoot nobody because nobody can. What if all the knives in the world fold? You cut your own fingers, you grip a loose hold, you're going to drop the knife, you save a life. Nobody gets stabbed, we all get to grow old. What if all the bombs in the world failed to detonate? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wouldn't that be great? Yeah, yeah, yeah. What if everyone was satisfied? Nobody run and nobody hide because nobody need to, and all our differences agreed to. And then all the armies in the world decide to take a break forever. We'd have nothing to fear but the weather and the earthquake and the meteorite and disease and blight. and green kryptonite, but that's all right, because all the money from the fighting's sitting in a pot. That's a shitload of money. Since the fighting stopped, all you got to do is fetch it, redirect it, so the wretched are protected, and the poor have-nots will now have got hot food on their plate. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wouldn't that be great? Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll all congregate in the open air, and what we do there is dance and sing and frolic about and do our thing underneath the sky, and I tell you why. Because love is love and not fade or die, and all the hate will evaporate. Wouldn't that be great? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wouldn't that be great? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Give your tail a wag, get your blues all healed, go to sleep in a bag and wake up in a field, tumble out of the bars with your secrets revealed, slumber under the stars and wake up in a field. There's a rock and roll band kicking open the sky, everybody's getting up, getting down, getting high. Right in front of the stage, the mosh is turning contagious. There's a pisshead in the distance having need of some assistance. There's a fairy, there's a carnival, there's drumming and dance. You can fall in love or fall in mud or give peace a chance. When you witness what the moon did for the wasted and the wounded, all you tasted was a feeling for the power of sexual healing. Give your tail a wag, get your blues all healed, go to sleep in a bag and wake up in a field, tumble out of the bars with your secrets revealed, slumber under the stars and wake up in a field. What if all the guns in the world? Jam. Thank you very much.
Don't let it die down. Don't let it die down. Keep the round of applause. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. We're going to get up Aisha Mohammed. She's coming to the stage. And while she comes to the stage, ramp it up. Go crazy. Let all your inhibitions go.
I wrote this poem in 2014. So it's a very long time ago. And I've changed. But I'd like to dedicate it to my dad, who passed away recently. Because men do. Kind eyes that smoked as they settled on yours. Eyes that glistened with tears. Tears that did not know how to fall. A past that would have you struck and sore. As a child he was torn from home, from breast he fled from war. Just the mere thought of it. One that rocked and choked him when asked of. He dismissed you and your questions about the details, saying no to the prying eyes. You, not even you I trust, will see me weak. You, I will not cry in front of. I won't let you see me in that state. I pressed him again. Why? He said, because men do not cry. I sit and wonder now. Why is crying seen as feminine? Why is that? Do you men not have tear ducts like us women? Do you not feel the welling up and choking on emotion? We say we don't want our men cold and hard. But when they show emotions, we stand with knives to their crutches, and society has us reciting these terms and conditions. We question their masculinity. It hangs on literally upon the bringing in of the bread, or the lack thereof, because only female can be sensitive. And even after it has seeped in to all our tongues and traditions, and now it's an epidemic. Fathers that didn't show affection to their daughters, to their sons, that was the very same system. They were once boys that were brought up with the very same system of thought. They were taught by culture, by society, by women in some cases, and they lived like this. Why do we link crying and weakness? I ask you all. Why do we link crying and weakness? And the story goes on as the womenfolk wail, they say. In times of grief, they say, and to no avail the men are found bottling what is felt, trying to hold it in stiffly. Those broad shoulders, the men brace the stinging liquid, they let it settle in their eyes, waiting until it does pass, until the stinging ceases, because he is strength and not human, because he must carry your weight too and not even flinch, because he is a man, because men do not cry. I tell you. There is more strength in dealing with one's feelings without shyness of them. It is ours, it is natural. We learnt that the filling of bottles helped no one. Do we teach our sons? Do we teach our sons that? Do we really want to teach our sons that men do not cry? Thank you to Mr. G. He's been my mentor for a few years, so.
Can we have another round of applause for Aisha? Yeah, like poetry is an emotive art form, and it is not easy writing, and it's not easy getting up on stage. I heard a poet once say that every time that they get up on stage, it's like they're cutting open themselves for the world to see, and then they go off stage and sew it back up. So, yeah, please just give every poet that graces the stage, every performer that graces the stage, like a round of applause and just a lot of love, because they'd really, really deserve it. Yeah, not a silent one though. Like, I saw you, not a silent one, but like a really actual applause one. Cool, we're gonna keep it going. Next up, we have Kelly Roberts. Kelly Roberts, are you here? Is Kelly? Is Kelly Roberts not here? Kelly Roberts is in the bathroom. In the toilet, taking photos she's in an egg right now, literally. She's in an egg. And then she's like looking into the mirror and like the birds. Oh yeah, she's in the toilet. Okay, cool. Moving on. We are gonna go to Ghalib. Are you here? Ghalib is here. He's here. He's not in the toilet. Give a massive round of applause. Keep it going till he gets to the stage. Keep it going. A little louder, a little louder, a little louder.
Hi guys, my name is Ghalib. First and foremost, following an act like that, when someone's gone through real pain, I really want to just say to the person who performed that, thank you for sharing that with us. I think we all come tonight, everyone comes for a bit of inspiration, everyone comes to relieve some stresses that everyone brings to the table. But when you've actually lost someone like that, who's been and played such a close role in your life, it must take an awful lot of courage and pain to have to go on stage and tell people about that story, and I hope that you find healing in time, and that you know that your words, they touch me. So if they touched at least one person tonight, then you've got light to send to the rest of the world as well. So I've got a piece which is on a slightly more light-hearted note, and it's about, so any fans here of Love Island?
All right, next.
I was really hoping to say no, so this is how we're gonna go. So, so I wrote this piece last night, so people are watching Love on an Island. Instead of bringing that love to shore, we could do so much more when we choose to explore the depth within each and every one of us. And if we choose to do just that, might there be a place called real love? Away from islands that don't exist, but in places where bricks and mortars are built to ground us all, that creating a home was never going to be a tale of Gulliver's travels. For eventually, you have to put your staff in the ground and say, let's build a future right here, and let's start right now, and create a place where Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream did not fall into the ground, but rose up above. The challenges we face in a life where many places can fall away from the essence of what makes us guardians of our own islands. And in order to find that, we need to learn to be the love we wish to receive, and receive without any need for a receipt. One that says, I loved and so I might need a refund in case my time and energy was not perceived in the way I hoped it would be. So let's be that island where every person, big or small, broken or just bored, might want to spend a little bit more time on shore. And then, for sure, maybe we'll find that real love is an island where we start to truly explore. Thank you very much for listening. If I can just plug it, my Instagram is Ghalib's Poetry. My name is so hard, but it's spelled Ghalib with an S and poetry. So please do hit me up. Thank you for listening. And again, to the person before me, big up.
My name isn't hard. What are you trying to say? Next poet. This is so exciting. I love poetry so much, don't you? I actually do. I like your laugh. Do you want to do it one more time? No. Okay. Not ready. No, you'll catch him. One more time? Yeah, I'm good. Okay. We're going to go to Laura. Are you here? Laura Corns. Laura is here. Give Laura a massive round of applause. Woo! Keep it going. Laura's moving to the stage. She's moving. She's coming. Keep it going. And then now, up and up.
This one's called... Great start. To you, through, in you. Scrambling over rough rock edges, pressing into your souls. Stairs from cars scraping past sting your skin. You focus on these measured steps as morning pulls back to sheets bright, not on the dark, dust-covered room, or him, bullying his way inside of you. Legs open in stirrups, neck straining to lift your heavy head. Let me know if you want to see the fetus, the doctor had said. Breath uneven, smothering, yes, let me see, soundlessly, as you lay sunken, too beaten to have wept. You watch an episode on TV where there was a baby the size of a coffee bean. Google confirms yours would have been the size of something, not the sack of cells you had duped yourself to believe. Betrayal can mask any face, but you recognize it clearest in the mirror. Sat on a blow-up bed, outside shrugging off the day as you try to decide if the room is too loud or if there is no sound. 4 hours ago, you sat alone in a room that a nurse entered. The silence surrounding her slowed down. You felt something be scooped out of your womb while her words filled it. Back in the waiting room, your mother held you as you dissolved. Thank you.
Cool. To those of you who... Thank you, Laura. That was amazing, by the way. To those of you who feel like you have rhythm, once again, follow me. Watch my hands, because you guys just jumped the gun. Okay, watch my hands. You ready? We have Erica. Erica, you here? Erica is here. Keep it going. Erica's coming to the stage. She's coming.
It's been a while, and by a while I mean 2 years, give or take a few days, and I don't count the birthdays where we pretend that no time has passed since we laughed together or cried together, for a matter of fact, because it is easy to fall right back on track and pretend that I hadn't forgotten how your name sounded rolling off my tongue. Like missing vocabulary, you are now a foreign language to me. One that doesn't have a translation dictionary, so I remain mute, stuck behind a barrier made of a language I no longer communicate in, and now all I can manage to say is that I'm sorry. You were always my life jacket, but in your time of need, I simply let you float away, and now the gentle waves feel like tsunamis. We are not who we needed each other to be. But I can guarantee, if you were here tonight, like nothing had changed and we were all right, we would be eating Dominoes on the sofa watching a box set. Yet I instead have to settle for writing all the things down I wish I'd said, like, I miss you.
I miss you like that favorite dress I no longer fit into, a visual reminder that clothes and people you can both outgrow. I missed you like my favorite restaurant that closed down months ago before I had the chance to perfect my favorite recipe at home. I miss you like I missed that green light that made me miss the train that would have taken me to your doorstep, but I'll never regret a single moment I spent calling you my sister. But it turns out that blood was thicker than water all this time, and the red wine shared between us wasn't a good enough compromise. Calling ourselves sisters did not form bonds that would between us that would last infinity, and there's no proven remedy for a broken friendship. If I had one wish, it would be that I told you it was never your fault that we grew apart. But it was never mine either. It is easier to drift away than to admit that we changed. We grew up real fast, real differently, and truthfully, that's no bad thing, but it doesn't stop me wanting to ring you up. Despite the awkward silence bound to build up just to say hi. It's been a while. How have you been?
Give a big round of applause to the open mic. Wow. I like it when the open mic's tight, because then it means that the featured acts have got to really earn their keep, you know. And this featured act that we've got, wow, he's like, I've been in this game for a long time, right? Like real long. And when I see this guy perform, I really do consider retiring, because like it's the game's over. The game's over for me, man. You know, I'm cod liver oil on the regular. Do you know what I'm saying? Just to keep the bones creaking. But he's got an amazing night called Subjectivity. He blew up, went viral in a good way with a poem. No, you're gonna probably do the poem, so I won't ruin it for you. But he's done. If you check him online, he's done some amazing stuff. He's done a TEDx talk. He's architect degree, and I admire stuff like that, because I can see from the way he operates, the way in which that discipline, I suppose, it seeps into his poetry. And so rather than me just keep bigging him up more left, right, and center, I think that you need to open your hearts, open your minds, open your soul, and embrace the phenomena that is LionHeart.
Wow, what an introduction. Can you guys in the back hear me? Right at the back. Yeah. Can I get, yeah? Awesome. Okay, so I have mad energy, yeah? I've actually had like a chicken curry and a milkshake, not the best mix. I'm telling you that right now. So if I throw up on stage, I might need a substitute to come and finish this, all right? My name is LionHeart. I'm an emotional poet. I really pride myself in being the role model that I never had, like a male role model that I never saw be so comfortable that he can bear his heart on stage and people can feel him if you decide to, and if you don't decide to, at least I impact you in an emotional way that can kind of filter into your relationships. I'm doing a speech already. Oh my days, I need to stop. I'm a TEDx speaker, writer, author. I did a release of my book, my first ever book, in November, and it sold out in like 4 or 5 months. So like, it's done now, but thank you. Like, the main reason that I wrote it was because I had a thing called like selective mutism, like it was a form of social anxiety disorder, right? And for some of you, do you know like Maya Angelou? Everyone should know who that is. Yeah, we're in a poetry place. Okay, awesome. She had the same thing as well. And it's usually when like traumatic experiences like affect you or impact how you think cognitively. And the work that you said I'm currently doing, I'm working with architects now, looking at how space can affect mental health and how we feel in particular areas. And I'm using poetry as an amalgamation with architecture to kind of create a form of social cohesion that you can walk into a space and it alters how you think and how you feel. Now that's done, we can talk about the poetry. Is anyone in love in here? Hands up. I need to see your armpits. I'm counting probably, this is like, I like the way you did it. Like, yeah, like awesome, that's great. Anyone who's not in love, put your hands up. So there's a majority of you guys. Awesome, okay, all right. I'm one of you, I'm not in love, but I guess this poem is kind of like a dedication to the person I'm currently seeing. One thing that I kind of want to leave with you guys before, I talk a lot, so like tell me when I need to shut up, right? I met this woman and she completely obliterated what I thought was perfection. And it's really, I didn't even start, just wait, just let me land, right? It's really funny, like I'm a perfectionist, I'm a Virgo if you believe in that kind of stuff. And when I was in, when I was in, when I was in university, I had like these lists of criteria that I wanted. Don't judge me. I had like 30 to 50 things on this list that I wanted someone to have. Listen, don't judge me, right? Am I the only one that wrote a list of like who they want to end up with? No, I'm not, I respect you, yes, thank you. I had like 30 to 50 things. This woman exceeded that list. And it just made me realize that it's never a good thing to settle. Sometimes we think like being in a relationship with someone can also be synonymous with loneliness because we just decide to fill a void with someone who entertains us rather than pleases and nourishes how we feel as a person. I promise you this is not the poem. The poem is called Where Art Thou? And it's to inspire anyone who goes through something to continuously like never settle because there are people out there who are just built to make you happy to the core. Cool. I wonder on your existence, because in these times I find it hard coexisting with ignorance. The ignorant who revel in the fact that their demeanor or mental critique are whack to me, but who am I to judge? I use my mind to feel. They use their eyes to touch. I use my ears to hate, because the ones that most women dream about are the men they won't date. And the nightmares are seemingly the right bread. See me, I'm quite scared. If I was an angel, they're in love with devils. If love was music, I'm the bass, they're the treble. So you can only feel me when you start raising the levels. But if your ears aren't ready for my metaphors, I'll tell you all right here. See, I feel I am a dream in a world full of nightmares. I dream there's a dream girl out there I could find here whose only nightmares find her eyesight quite clear, clear enough for her to steer right clear of nightmares who love to see me die. Right here. But see, their blind fear sees. Because if she opens her eyes, she'd realize her dream's right here. In me. Surprise. But love is blind, so there's no surprise you close your eyes to see me. See, I believe love is a heart with lips, so when God made Eve from Adam's ribs, it meant that he had to be vulnerable, to be kissed. And look, I want to trust one of you with this and that, but your demeanor or mental critique are whack to me, but who am I to judge but a man who wants to love anything but that which I'm forced not to trust? Trust, I've had enough. Because the same men most of you girls are complaining about are the same men most of you girls are still dating now. And it's amazing how you proclaim to love the life you're hating now. Look, I'm just saying, I've sculptured myself to please you. Indeed, every man is physically made to please you. But I molded my brain from insanity to clarity so my heart would be guided to beat for you. Made my pulsation force me to leap for you. If ever there was a bullet with eyes that wanted to see through you, I would make my body your protection and bleed for you. Believe it's true. Trust when life wants to F you up. I would be the form of contraception stopping it from putting a seed in you. Believe it's true. Look, I haven't seen you, but I believe in you. And these girls claiming to be women don't deter me from finding where you are. I just wonder where you are. So where art thou? Are you far? Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, man, love is such a beautiful thing. I want to big up every single poet who performed today. Can we get a round of applause for everyone who performed today? Let's give a round of applause for the people who are still looking for love as well. Can we do that? Yeah! They're out there in this room, I promise you. There are so many legends in the game. Mr. G, you are one of them, man. Like, coming up, you really need to see, like, people who push you past your capacity as a person, as a poet, as a performer. Another one is David J's in the room, an amazing pioneer of the performance art. I want to thank like my friend who's in the room, Kaplan, like big him up as well, and another friend of mine as well who came to see me. It's really weird when you tell someone you're a poet, they're like, how do you survive? Are you okay? Do you need some money? Like, it's really weird, right? Even like when I finished my architecture degree, like imagine me, like my dad's an architect, his dad's an architect, his dad was an architect, and I'm like, okay, so I got my degree, Dad, but I'm gonna start writing similes and metaphors for a living. Imagine how that conversation went. So it's really refreshing now that I can say to him, like, Dad, like these architects are flying me out to go perform here, or like they want me to write this poem, and he's like, really, son? Like in his like Jamaican, like Grenadian accent, which is crazy. But there is so much hope out there for the art form. Like just keep on pushing and pioneering yourself and allow people around you to push yourself past what you're comfortable to see yourself as in the mirror. I'm gonna really stop this speech, I promise you. I just always wanna impact someone when I'm speaking. Cool, next question to the audience. Be honest with me, okay? Has anyone ever woke up and felt ugly? Why is it more hands in the people who fell in love? Nah, I swear that, like, honestly, like, people feel more ugly than they should feel in love. We're gonna change that dynamic, hopefully, right? Mingle, meet someone new. If you have a Tinder app, do the Tinder thing, right? I remember before I went on tour in America, there was a poem that I wrote, and it's really weird, like, when, from my perspective, in my inner circle, like, telling my male friends, like, bro, like, I woke up and I felt ugly, it's not a conversation that continues. Like, they just look at you, and that's the full stop, right? And I wrote this poem because I needed to find an outlet, and I needed the poem to be a beacon for other people to actually say, look, I feel this way too, right? And sometimes that's the only solution you need, is to share how you feel. And there was one day, like, I just woke up and I didn't want to look in the mirror. I didn't even feel attractive enough to leave my house, right? And like, we can laugh about these things now, but like, that's how insidious like certain negative thoughts can be. And we look on Instagram, we have all these social media feeds that condition us to like the universal aesthetic of how we should feel, who we're competing against, who's on the billboards, who's not on the billboards. I struggled as a teen to see any model with a beautiful, sexy gap tooth like I have. Yeah? And it just allowed me to like recondition myself to think, okay, this is not what the world thinks is attractive, because I'm not seeing any aesthetical representation of who I am, right? And these are the things that insidiously affect us. So I wrote this poem not to make anyone feel emotionally in a bad place, but to always find an outlet to say how you feel regardless of how the world will view you or how you view yourself. This poem is called Pretty Hurts. Are you lot still with me? I feel like I'm making you emotional already, you know? I ain't even started the poem yet. Are you with me? Yeah. Cool. All right. There are things we won't say. Till this day, I believe if self-doubt was a religion, it would be the only thing we'd believe in. But it's not our fault. Believe it or not, there's an insecure person hidden inside each and every one of us, and each morning, none of us discuss how tough it is or how much of a struggle it is to wake up and have blind dates with a mirror that wishes it could see other people. We're insecure by default. The world's biggest joke is that we are all born equal. It doesn't take a genius to see us suffering from self-hatred. Kids learn at early ages that the best looking is usually the teacher's favorite, or how cuter siblings are disciplined different for doing exactly the same thing. Isn't it amazing how the people we like find us fit for friendship, but out of shape for dating? So the phrase being pretty hurts is an overstatement, because being ugly kills. Ask yourself how it feels to have looks that aren't in fashion, or how sarcasm thanks your parents for jeans that aren't in style, to asking God, why me whenever taking a selfie? Some people won't understand that Instagram treats bad-looking pictures like a disability victim. Don't look for too long. Avoid feeling sorry for them at all costs. Have we not acknowledged the tolerance or leeway that we give to pretty people who do ugly things? This world breeds our insecurities. It teaches us to be vain. We're so concerned about the physical that we don't observe the literal facts that there are companies with stocks in our self-esteem, profiting from how we see ourselves and make other people feel, instilling an impossible quest for perfection that lessens our self-acceptance, hence it being the reason. Conformity has killed more identities than education has killed potential. Look, not everyone can fit into a stencil, but it seems like everybody's trying to. Lying through their teeth which supposedly need a fix, no wonder they can't crack a smile, in denial because some of us eat just to throw it up. Posing up at the right angles, maybe you'll look at yourself a little differently. Until then, another person's blessings will feel like God gave up on you. Reluctant to save yourself from yourself, tell me, when you're dealt a losing hand, how can you play to win with such enthusiasm or gratefulness instead of speaking about this? Telling someone how you feel about this. You're encouraged to just deal with it. To hide your truths on the preferential treatment that you're not receiving because you're deemed far from being aesthetically pleasing. I've seen it, I can see it. Look, hiding how you feel isn't helping anyone. Yet biting your tongue to spite the truth is an injustice to everyone. So to everyone living a lie they're dying to tell, just say something. Say a word, say a sentence, say you're hurting because I can see it. And so do all of you. Thank you very much. Ooh. So, yeah, man, I definitely like, if there's anyone that wants to like ask me a question now or like speak to me afterwards, like feel free, like I'm here. Like I always want to create those open dialogues. As Mr. G said, like I run an event called Subjectivity UK based in New York, London and Birmingham. We're expanding to LA this year as well. And it's a platform that allows people to make room for wider conversation in a safe, respected space. And I want to kind of pioneer that continuously whenever you see me on a stage. This is actually the last time you're probably going to see me on stage for like a few, maybe a year or more, man, just because I'm invested myself into projects that really can shape society or at least impact it in a positive way. This is the last poem that I've got. I'm really taking on like this negative journey, so if you want me to make you laugh at any point later, I can do that. Just give me some alcohol. This next poem is one that's really close to my heart. So I'm assuming everyone in this room has a phone. Cool. So I asked, does anyone feel ugly? Everyone's like, yeah. Everyone feeling love? Me was like, Does everyone have a phone? Yeah. Like, this is all the negative things that happen in society right now. It's crazy. I remember when I finished my book launch, I shared like a side of me that I'd never shared with like my mom, my dad, even my closest friends who've known me for like 7+ years. And the beautiful thing about poetry is that it's your best friend that shares all your secrets you don't want them to tell sometimes. And being an artist who prides myself in just like excavating the man I am and I'm trying to be, it's a really painful but beautiful process because you end up giving so much you've now depleted yourself for your art form, which is just crazy in itself. So I did like 3 consecutive book launches, like one day after the next. Imagine like pouring your heart out like an hour at a time, like every day. Like I woke up thinking I don't want to go and do this anymore. And what social media kind of made me feel was that once I did that, I needed to find more things about me to share. Like I was constantly going through my memories thinking, what can I regurgitate or like take from myself to give to the world? And it's so debilitating when you think like the main thing that brings you happiness is your mobile phone, right? Always getting a like from someone, always having enough impact that they feel like they need to share it. And it made me do some research, and there's a thing called digital dementia, right? Like some of us don't even know we have it because they've never heard of the phrase before. And it made me kind of think about the space that excessive use of social media had on me, and it put me into depression. So I've named this poem Social Media Depression, and yeah, this is my final piece today. Unfortunately, I don't have any happy poems today, but I feel like sometimes the most important poems are the poems that hurt us, or at least make an incision, and yeah, we can heal from that afterwards. Yeah, this is called Social Media Depression. Thank you for listening. This is really bad, so I'm probably gonna give you my socials now. If you want to add me on anything, it's LionHeart. If I did this afterwards, you'd be like, why are you sharing your social media? You just told us not to use it. So yeah, this is, follow me, LionHeartfelt. I'm around if you want to have a conversation afterwards. Thank you for having me as well, man. Can we big up Chill Pill as well, like, please? Like, they've been running for years, like, setting the standard, so thank you, man. Thank you so much. An addiction is only a problem if there are eyes willing to find the signs of one. And I imagine there are kids with a condition like mine who refuse to associate their dire indecisiveness with heavily overdosing on social media, but notices, once their phone's down, how the bones in their opposable thumb click, but still can't knuckle down and make a joint decision to get a grip. The frustration builds until they act out like an online skit, only to be told they're as funny as a dead joke. So they sit, double tapping their stillborn wrist to see if they can still get a kick out of it, to see if it has the same effect on skin as it does on Instagram, and suddenly it hits home. When you tell your friend you're depressed, and they say they don't believe in that kind of stuff, and maybe depression requires a blue tick, or two, or a notification. Maybe then they'll know when it pops up and makes memes of your self-esteem, and perhaps depression is an addiction you keep running back to, and perhaps there is no running from something that no longer has to catch you, and you've tried cutting down the finger-twitching itch of checking your socials every 5 minutes in case you've missed out on a dose of happiness from the timeline turned drip feed of dopamine, even stopped uploading stories about your day, since it allows friends to stop asking how yours was. You just need a distraction, an interaction of some sort, a retweet, anything to keep your mind active enough to avoid the relapse of needing a fix for a habit you can't break. Waking up, insatiably swiping the night away, apps have us stranded in a room full of friends with eyes glued to their phones, thinking what to upload to be noticed. Posting quotes online like a desperate SOS. Last one said, when breathing feels like drowning, who'd want to come up for air? And everyone kept liking it. So you liked it, because they liked it, and why not, You're just as bad as them, checking on your phone as if it's the one that needs a helping hand. When you're the call for help, no one's picked up on it. I guess engaging with depression kind of has a ring to it, huh? I wonder what our phone's AI would say about our mental health. What if the apps crash to stall us? Perhaps they care, since the algorithms know us so well. Would it diagnose our behavior as digital bulimia, consuming feeds like we're binge eating all we need to know, each post an additional topping, as if there's not enough on our plates already? We take so much in, our gut feeling can't digest the symptoms of forgetfulness or self-loathing or the erratic temperament causing you to snap at your mum, your dad, a loved one, anyone who can't get to the point in under 30 seconds or less. Would it know we consciously want to unfollow our brains some nights, when trying to swipe away the pain only makes things worse? When comparing our achievements to friends online turns our pride into a man who makes love to a woman and feels like an inside joke. I know there are people on their phones right now, bloodshot eyes, trying to turn joy into a gift just to relive the moment, hoping celebrities turn their self-value into a GoFundMe page because we've paid so much attention to everyone else's life. We haven't noticed how much it's costing us ours, because the cause of our depression is so refreshing. 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 Thank you so much. I'm LionHeart.
Big shout to LionHeart. Okay, we got. Oh yeah, and also you follow us at Chill Pill. You don't listen to what you said. At Chill Pill UK, right? Tell everyone how amazing we are, right? We got one more act. You guys want to make your way to the stage? Yes. You guys ready? Slowly. You guys ready? All right then. Okay then. Again, thank you so much for coming down. It's been like a real privilege. Those of you that have never experienced poetry, spoken word night, this is what we do. This is what we're all about. At Chill Pill, we do like to finish off with something quite amazing, and we are not going to disappoint today. We have got something quite amazing. She used to blaze our screens on every week on TV. She's toured with Nicki Minaj, but now she's known for her Rosa Parks flow. Please, 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 for the final act of what's been a very memorable Chill Pill, give a big round of applause to Misha B.
Hello. I just want to say thank you to all the poets that came up, shared. I feel like so many emotions, especially after that last piece by LionHeart. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mr. G, for having us. Yeah. Say wa babu da da de, si da da u da da de, si wa da u da da de, si wa da do da da. My mama is a real bad woman. Why do you think I'm bad too? Compromising ain't up for discussion. No, we don't play by the rules. Run as fast as you can. Go now while you have the chance. I say it run as fast as you can. Go now while you have the chance. Oh, you better run. You better run. Hey, run. You better run. She might catch you with her smile. She might catch you with a whisper or the twinkle in her eyes. She might catch you with a kiss. She might catch you with that power between her hips. She can be cruel, but she kind. And yeah, she got a beautiful mind. Even when she's wrong, she's still right. She is woman personified. Mama is a real bad woman. Why you think I'm bad too? Compromising ain't up for discussion. No, we don't play by the rules. Run as fast as you can. Go now while you have the chance. I say it run as fast as you can. Go now while you have the chance. So you better run. You better run. Hey, run. You better run. She is heaven in pure blaze. Mother Earth in orbit. In any room she is light. Ooh, a true refined. And she flirts with the moon too fierce. She is immune. All who lost her never knew what to do. When she's gone, left the place, you can only embrace that she did come your way. So you say, Mama is a real bad woman. Why you think I'm there too? Compromising ain't up for discussion. Oh, we don't play by the rules. I say run fast as you can. Go now while you wear the change. Oh, you better run. Go run. Hey, run, 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 run. You better run, run, run. Take your things and run. Don't look back, just run, 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 run. Take your things and run. Thank you. Thank you. So this next song I wrote about 2 years ago. You know, some people like to drink alcohol, and I like to smoke weed every now and then. My meds. Basically, what happened was, it was my birthday. I was turning 22, 26 now. And I went to go visit my friend, the weed man. And it's my birthday, so, you know, me and him were actually friends. So I was expecting, you know, friends, they kind of do help each other out, right? On birthday, special occasions, I'm like, okay, yeah, he's gonna sort me out, he's gonna hook me up. Okay, so we've gone there, me and my friend, and I took a phone call when I was supposed to be buying it, so I just let my friend buy it. And basically what had happened was I was buying a 20, and I was thinking, yeah, he sorted me out. Didn't actually look in the bag, just trusted that it was gonna be cool and, you know, set. Anyway, me and my friend have left the weed man's house, got in the car, she drove, and to my surprise, after I ended the phone call, I looked in the bag, and I realized that he didn't care about me. He really didn't care about me because he gave me less. He gave me less than he was supposed to give me. Less than I thought he was gonna give me, although it was my birthday. And I was so annoyed, like really, really annoyed. So annoyed, I wrote a song about it. The weed man sold me short, the weed man sold me short. I thought 'cause he was my friend, I knew from way back when, no, nah, nah, he'd never sell me short, but he still went and sold me short. He still went and sold me short. I thought 'cause he was my friend, I knew from way back when, no, nah, nah, he'd never sell me short. Oh my, look what happened. I thought that you were supposed to have my back, huh? I gave you 20 and you only gave a fraction. You're dead on bear talk, where's your action? I see you, you little liar, liar. You try to steal my joy. You's a silly little liar. And you's a silly little boy. I said the weed man sold me short. The weed man sold me short. I thought 'cause he was my friend, I knew from way back when, oh, he'd never sell me short. He still went and sold me short. Still went and sold me short. I thought 'cause he was my friend, I knew from way back when, no, nah, nah, he'd never sell me short. But I guess the moral of the story goes, you just never know. Could be your friend or your foe. I said the moral of the story goes, yeah. The moral of the story goes, I say you just never know, yeah. Could be your friend or your foe. The moral of the said the weed man sold me short. The we met, so me short. I thought cause he was my friend, 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 fuck cause he was my friend. I knew from way back when, he never sold me short. But thank you. So this next song, I literally wrote at the end of a situationship, and I can only call it a situationship because it wasn't a relationship. By the raising of hands, anybody been in a situationship before? Nice, I'm not alone, this is great. Okay, so yeah, you know, I entered this situation thinking, yeah, I'm just gonna have a bit of fun and games. I came out of a really long and rough relationship, and I was like, okay, I know I'm not ready for a relationship, but I want a bit of fun, you know. And you know, we as women and our emotions, and not just we as women, but yeah, I'm talking about myself. I'm very emotional. And I ended up catching feelings, and I was just like, okay, you're the one that's catching feelings, but I was in denial. So this is Company. Sweet why you texting me so late? You know I know what you really want to say. ICBA for the long thing. Get straight to the point, no long thing. Baby, this room if you need to stay. 'Cause we all need some company, somewhere to hide when the world gets crazy. We all need some company, somewhere to run when we get lonely. It's all in your silence, it's all in your tone. I see you trying, but you hate being alone. It's all in your eyes and the way you hold me tight. Everybody needs somebody, even for the night. Yeah. Even for the night. Ooh. Why you all up in my grill? Just cool and relax, simmer down, take time, just chill. You need to slow down, put my phone down, give me a moment to breathe. Truth is so loud, pride is so proud. Don't withhold how you feel, 'cause I need you to stay. We all need some company, somewhere to hide when the world gets crazy. We all need some company, somewhere to run when we get lonely. It's all in your silence, all in your tone. I see you trying, but you hate being alone. It's all in your eyes and the way you hold me tight. Everybody needs somebody, even for the night. Yeah. Said that even for the night. Oh, but this was not a part of the plan. 'Cause we said no feelings involved, but this ain't no one night stand. I tried and you tried to hide what's inside. We got too comfortable for our own good, and I won't go as far to call this love. Ooh. slow, long. I just need your company, somewhere to hide when the world gets crazy. I just need your company, somewhere to run where we get lonely. It's all in your silence, it's all in my tone. I see you trying, but I hate being alone. It's all in your eyes and the way I hold you tight. Everybody needs somebody, even for the 999. Said that even for the night, even for the 999. Said I wanna hold you tight, even for the night. Wanna hold you tight, even for the night. Said I wanna hold you tight, even for the 999. Yeah. Even for the 999. Yeah. Even for the 999. Thank you. This next one is called Mr. Officer. I wrote this about a month ago, and it's basically about injustice. It's not what it looks like. You got the wrong person, but I guess you don't care, right? 'Cause trouble is always lurking. No, Mr. Officer, don't you dare handcuff me. 'Cause when we go down to the station, you're only gonna let me free. I said, go, Mr. Officer, take your hands off me. 'Cause when we go down to the station, you gon' say, said it's her side, my side, and the truth. You can't send me down for something that I didn't do. You stereotype me, but you don't have a clue. You got me so wrong. I said it's his side, my side, and the truth. You can't send me down for something that I didn't do. You stereotype me, but you don't have a clue. You got me so wrong. I know what it looks like, but you heard about the book, yeah, so you can save your judgment until you open it up. Ooh. I said, no, Mr. Officer, take your hands off me. 'Cause when we go down to the station, well, you gon' say, I said, go, 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 Mr. Officer, take your hands off me. 'Cause when we go down to the station, ooh, it's her side, my side, and the truth. You can't send me down for something that I didn't do. You stereotype me, but you don't have a clue. You got me so wrong. I said this his side, my side, and the truth. You can't send me down for something that I didn't do. You stereotype me, but you don't have a clue. You got me so wrong. Burn discrimination. Burn manipulation. Burn judgment. Burn, burn, her side, my side, and the truth. You can't send me down for something that I didn't do. You stereotype me, but you don't have a clue. You got me so wrong. It's side, my side, and the truth. You can't send me down for something that I didn't do. You stereotype me, but you don't have a clue. You're gonna hear me out. So, ooh. go slow, go slow, go slow. I said no, Mr. Officer, you don't know, Mr. Officer. Go, Mr. Officer. Go slow, go slow, go slow. This hurt side, my side, and the truth can send me down for something that I didn't do. You stereotype me, but you don't have a clue. You got me so wrong. This his side, my side, and the truth. You can't send me down for something that I didn't do. You stereotype me, but you don't have a clue. You got me so wrong.
Thank you. So this next one started off as a letter to my sister, appreciation letter. I literally feel like I am my sister, and I'm made up of all the amazing sisters in my life. And I'm not just talking about blood related. I'm talking like friends, cousins, and just all the amazing women that I've ever met. So yeah, I want to dedicate this one to every woman that has walked the face of this earth. This is Letter to My Sister, and yeah. Yeah. Listen, if you put a finger on my sister, guaranteed your head pop, 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 just like blister. If you put a finger on my sister, guaranteed your head pop, 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 just like blister. If you put a finger on my sister, guaranteed your head pop, 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 just like blister. If you put a finger on my sister. Okay, so I'm gonna need help. I need everybody in here that has a mouth and can project to follow this. So the first line is, if you put a finger on my sister, guaranteed your head pop, 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 just like blister. Okay, so I know it's a mouthful. So pop, pop, pop is 3 times. So we'll keep doing it. 2, 3. Guaranteed your head pop, 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 just like blister. Guaranteed your head pop, 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 just like blister. Guaranteed your head pop, 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 just like blister. Guaranteed your head pop, 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 just like blister. Wait, if you put a finger on my sister, guaranteed your head pop, 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 just like. Guaranteed your head pop, 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 just like. Guaranteed your. Okay, so we got it. Right, cool. It's a mouthful, I know. Right. So the 2 lines are 2, 3, let's go. If you put a finger on my sister, guaranteed your head pop, 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 just like blister. What? If you put a finger on my sister, guaranteed your head pop, 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 just like blister. If you put a finger on my sister, guaranteed your head pop, 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 just like blister. Come on. If you put a finger on my sister. Let's go again. If you put a finger on my. Louder. If you put a finger on my sister. Come on. Guaranteed. Yes, if you put a finger on my sister. Listen, look. Growing up, things were tough without mother, but we were blessed because we still had each other. 1 year apart, but you were more like my twin. You would be the person I would run till everything. You got taller boys because you were prettier than me. I was that little tomboy kicking ball on the street. But you would tell me just go follow your dreams. Then you gave birth to see when you was just 16. That never stopped you, you're busy chasing yours. Got that next generation, so we do this for. Here's to raising young kings and young queens, giving them the opportunities we ain't never seen. Look, I pray that they are better than we've ever been. Lord, I pray that they are better than we've ever been. I admire all you are, my best friend and my sister. I know we may not see eye to eye, but we'll always see heart to heart. I'll be right here to dry your eyes, just like you are my light in the dark. Letter to my sister. A forever love, long live my sister. Through any weather, love, a forever love. Big up my sisters. A forever love, long live my sister. Are you ready? Let's go. If you put a finger on my sister, guaranteed your head pop, 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 just like blister.
If you put a finger on my sister, guaranteed your... What? If you put a finger on my sister, guaranteed your head pop pop. If you put a finger on my sister, guaranteed your... Verse 2, let me dedicate this to the ladies in my crew. I give credit where it's due. I salute all of you. Don't speak every day because we stay busy. But no, love lost energy, never fizzy. I write for you, you write for me. You hear the words I do not speak. You're always there when I'm in need. And I appreciate you. We ain't sisters by blood, but we're sisters by trust. Loyalty above all laws, cause it's a must. And I don't even have to question or have to mention pretty poor intentions. We may not see eye to eye, but we'll always see heart to heart. I'll be right here to dry your eyes, just like you are my lights in the dark. Letter to my sister, a forever love, a forever love. Long live my sister, through any weather, love, a forever love. Pick up my sisters, a forever love. Long live my sister. Are you ready? Come sing, sing, sing. If you put a finger on my sister, guaranteed your head pop, 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 just like blister. If you put a finger on my sister, guaranteed your head pop, pop. Turn to the left and say, if you put a finger on my sister, guarantee your head pop, pop, pop. What? If you put a finger on my sister, love. I might smile and grin, but trust me, darling, when it comes to my sis, anything or anything, might smile and grin, but trust me, darling, when it comes to my sis, anything or anything, might smile and grin, but trust me, darling, when it comes to my sis, anything or anything, might smile, grin, trust me, darling, come to my sis, anything or anything, anything or anything, listen, so you better cool and calm. Them know some bad from a barn.